Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity. November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. It is Saturday, the 7th of October, 2023, and I hope you are doing well wherever you may be around the world. Kind of excited today. Today is the first annual virtual My Place fly-in that I'm hosting with the Virtual USA Flying Club. This fly-in is based on a real-world event, and it's actually going on tomorrow, but unfortunately I couldn't be in both places at the same time. So I had to sort of switch things up. We'll do the virtual event today, that way I can be at the real-world fly-in tomorrow. Using custom X-plane scenery that I just finished up recently for My Place, as well as our departure field, Cheat River Island. It should be a good time. So we're in X-plane 12 today, and we're going to be utilizing the VATSIM network, Virtual Air Traffic Simulation Network, and file a flight plan from Cheat River to 3 Oscar Hotel 7. So let's move right along here and get right down to the nitty-gritty. We are going to have to, let's see here, come up with a valid and good VFR route to get us from Cheat River to My Place. So let's go ahead and take a look at our VFR chart here, see what type of waypoints we can pick up along the way, possibly some VORs, possibly some airports, something to get us to My Place safely, because we are departing in a mountainous region. I'm not very familiar with it. I've flown into Cheat River once, but the surrounding area. DreamNet, hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. The surrounding area I'm not too familiar with. So let's go ahead and just figure things out here while we're here on the ground. We are here at Cheat River. Cheat River does not have an FAA identifier. It is a recreational airfield. And a little bit of information here about Cheat River. Field elevation is 1,412 feet. CTAF communication is fingers 123.45. I got a lat long, owner information. No landing runway 16 or 36, no departure on 18 or 34. We're actually kind of right here, so we'll be departing the valid runway, and I forget the number right now. And that's the east runway, so that's gonna be, was that 18? Let me see here. Okay, 1230. Alright, so we're gonna depart runway 12. There's no departing 30 due to the terrain and obstacles. This other runway is not in use during the fly-in. In fact, neither of these runways are in use during the fly-in. So neither of these runways are going to be an option today. And of course, we're not able to depart, runway 30. So we are going to depart runway 12. We're going to have to back taxi a little bit because we think we're parked up here by the hangar. We are. Okay, the hangar's over here, so we're parked over here somewhere. What else do we need to know about our departure airfield? Nearest weather. Well, we'll get to weather here in a minute. We'll do an actual briefing. But key things I want to take away are the communication 123.45. That's going to be our departure frequency. And should be all I need to get from the airfield guide. Okay. Let's move right back over here and actually come up with a valid route. We're here at Cheat River. I want to go ahead and use the Morgantown VOR as my first waypoint. So we'll just rubber band over here and grab that Morgantown. Okay. And then there was a Victor route that took me to another VOR, if I recall. There's a Victor-7.5. So let's grab the Victor-7.5 up to, and this is Bel Air VOR. And then, okay, good there. So we got, there's a, okay, we need to be mindful of this delta. We got a delta here. And, okay, that ceiling's 3,700 feet. And we're departing, so we're either going to have to go just south of that delta or overfly it, or at least be in contact with ATC. Got our next VOR, then that kind of puts us, if we go direct, I don't necessarily like direct. I like to fly over airports if at all possible. Which, you know, if we were to go direct, we are kind of flying over this little Alderman airport, but what else can we use here along the way? We've got Richard Downing, Coshocton, Ohio. Let's put that on our route. The Newcomerstown DME. What else do we got here? Checkpoint. What can we use as a checkpoint? Follow State Route 36. Could possibly do that. Follow State Route 36, and then there's a intersection there at State Route 62. Could possibly do that. Overfly Mount Vernon, which kind of puts us abeam Wynkoop and Knox County. I think that last leg will be just fine. That doesn't look too bad. I think I can work with that. Let's go ahead and pack for this, and then we'll do a full weather briefing. I do want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out on our first annual virtual My Place fly-in with the Virtual USA Flying Club. Okay, let's see, what do I have altitude-wise? 5,000. Okay, I was IFR last night. That's not going to work. We're flying VFR. We're flying west. And, you know, we all know that the higher we are, the more chances we have of gliding to an airport should, you know, something go awry. So let's try 6,500 feet. Look at that headwind. 28 knot headwind. We're probably going to get nowhere fast. 171 nautical miles, and looks like current en route time is just shy of 2 hours, burning almost 20 gallons of fuel, 18.8. Now my 172 Foxtrot, it burns about 8 to 9 gallons per hour. 7 to 8 if I'm a bit more conservative with it, but we are trying to go somewhere. And we do have a headwind, so we are going to need a bit more power. It's going to require quite a bit more fuel. And we have a, let me see here. Oh, no, we'll do weight and balance another time. No, just give me a scratch pad. Okay. Our 172 has 36 gallons of useful fuel. And if we burn, you know, approximately 8 to 9 per hour, that gives us about 4 hours of flight time. But I need to be mindful of that significant headwind that we have. I also want to land with an hour of fuel, at least. We only need, you know, that extra 30 minutes daytime VFR, but I like to land with an hour of fuel. So if ForeFlight is calculating, and I do have my performance profile in here already. So all of the numbers are in there, and that's how ForFlight is calculating this fuel burn. This isn't some magic thing, it's guessing. I've put all of the fuel calculations and information in there, just to kind of save myself some headache of writing it out. Now, when I was going through my flight training, I used to write all of this stuff out, but now that I'm certificated, I know how to do it. I still do it on occasion, but to save a little bit of time, we're letting ForFlight help us out just a little bit. So 18.8 gallons, and we have 36 total. I want to land with 9. So if we add 9 to 18, that gives us 27. And another 9 to be 36. So theoretically, we should only use half of our available fuel to make this whole flight, despite these significant headwinds, which I'm really curious what our ground speed's gonna be. Because even if we can get 120 indicated, 120 miles per hour indicated, which is really pushing it for my Foxtrot. With a 26 knot headwind, that's going to knock us down to less than 100 miles per hour heading west. But that's alright, we've got some time. My original arrival window for everyone to come in was between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern time, but we're going to extend that to 10 p.m. Eastern. I do know that some people have already flown in earlier. In fact, there is November 129 Alpha Papa who flew in this morning, and then November 20559 flew in this morning as well, and there they are parked in front of the big hangar there at my place. So I do want to thank those gentlemen for flying in early. I always appreciate attendance and participation more than the actual arrival window. Okay, back to our flight planning here. Okay, we decided 6,500 was going to be our cruise altitude. You know, if it gets too yucky, we may modify that, come down a little bit more. I do like to see some of the sights, but we'll file 6,500. And let's just take a look at our maximum elevation figures, make sure that's going to work for us. We got 40, see, we're 4,700 in our departing area. And then as we head west, we're kind of getting lower and lower. So we may depart higher and then come down as we get lower closer to my place, just so we can see some of the scenery. I know that some of the leaves are starting to change colors. Okay, there's our route, there's our altitude, we've got our performance in there. Let's go ahead and send this over to a flight, and let's do a thorough weather briefing. We are going to be using real world weather today. I'm hoping that it cooperates. If we do, unfortunately, run into some IMC conditions, we are going to have to switch that over to visual conditions to continue our flight. I did not slate this as an IFR flight for the group. Everyone's going to be flying into VFR. Okay, so we got our flight there. Let's take a look at a quick weather briefing. ForFlight does pull all of its briefing information from federal authoritative sources, so it is legal to use for flight planning. And looks like there is some reported icing in the area right around 11,000 feet, which we're not going to be near that high, but we are going to be close to there, maybe half of that. Got icing reported 11,000, moderate. Freezing level 3,000 to 5,000 varied. Alright. Keep that in mind. Turbulence low. Moderate turbulence, maxing out at 12,000 feet, base of 0. Turbulence high, we're not going to be that high of an altitude, going to skip right over that. Prognostic chart, let's take a look here. We're going to be over in this area. There's a high pressure system that still just passed through not too long ago. I mean, it's clear here now, but hopefully it stays that way. METARs. Closest METAR to our departure field is showing marginal at 2 Gulf 4. And why are we marginal? We got a broken layer at 2300, overcast at 2900. So ceiling there is 1600. Where is 2G4? Okay, that's going to be just east here. But Morgantown is VFR. It's kind of northwest of our departure. Overcast at 4600. So 6500 may not work. If our ceiling's gonna be 4600 towards Morgantown. What else do we got? Broken, and these clouds are kind of lower today. Overcast. Still a VFR, but these ceilings are going to be a little bit concerning. So let's figure between 4,500 and 6,500 feet. If possible, if we do have the ATC coverage, we are going to grab flight following once we get airborne out of Cheat River. And if this was going to be a rear-wheel flight for me today, I'd have to kind of really consider these cloud levels, especially on departure. I'd probably even want to wait it out. But since we are in a simulator and we can modify this as need be, we're going to go ahead and give it a go. So far, I haven't seen anything that's going to deter me from making this flight just yet. PIREPs, this stuff comes from real-world information, which doesn't necessarily apply to VATSIM, other than possibly some weather information, but we're going to skip over that. Cloud coverage, however, will apply. And as we see, there is some significant cloud coverage there in the area. We'll move right along to our visibility, surface winds, and precipitation. And we move right along in here, and we're kind of down. You know, I don't know if this will work. Okay, pencil won't work on there. But we're kind of in this area here. What are these green things? Green indicates rain. Okay, so it could be raining in that area there. Looks like winds out of that west there. Okay. Terminal area forecast. This is important information. This is stuff that could happen while we're flying. And as we move down along here, you know, these times kind of correspond where we are in our route. And everything's looking at VFR. We do have some marginal. Again, it's all going to be due to these broken and overcast cloud layers. 6 mile visibility. Zanesville's VFR. Columbus is VFR. Mansfield VFR. We should be alright. Wind chart. These flags are kind of confusing. If we look at these flags, you know, I would think that the wind actually starts at the dot, and you know the flag kind of points the direction of the wind. But wind is actually coming. The wind is going to the big black dot, so the wind is coming out of the west northwest area, which is what is giving us that significant headwind. We have long bars and short bars. Each long bar is 10 knots, and each short bar is 5. So we can see right here, you know, we got 10, 20, 25 knots of a kind of a southeast headwind there. Vertical cross-section chart. This is one that I really enjoy. 4,500 might work too. But the blue line, that's going to be our cruise altitude. Hey Drippy, hello my friend, welcome on in, hope you're doing well. Blue line is our cruise altitude. The green is the terrain. And then it shows winds and temperatures in there as well. Winds aloft table. Let's take it, okay. So 6,500 is what we're filed we've got a headwind of about 30 knots. If we drop down 2,000 feet to 4,500, our headwind is still a significant 25 to 27 knots. Gets a little bit lower towards the ground, but not by much. Destination NOTAMs is going to be none available. En route notification NOTAMs, we'll take a look at this. If we run an IFR flight plan, we would definitely want to take a closer look at this. But since we're VFR, a lot of these nav aids and stuff that may be not working isn't really going to affect us today. En route communication NOTAMs, lots of NOTAMs, airspace NOTAMs. I'm going to skip over a lot of these real world NOTAMs that doesn't affect our flight today. ARTCC NOTAMs, we follow our new craft checklist, known ATC delays. This is where we would find any sort of known ATC delays. Again, particularly if we were on an IFR flight plan, this would be important stuff to go over. And back to the beginning. Okay, we're going to give the flight a go. I don't see anything too detrimental. If I got to scud run the whole thing, I will, just to keep us under that cloud layer. I just don't necessarily like to scud run in areas that I'm not too familiar with. That icing's really going to be a concern, though. We're definitely going to have to pay attention to our EGT, our carb heat. Okay, I think we're ready to head to the plane. Actually, I do want to... Let's just go over the briefing real quick. Since this is a fly-in style event, I am not holding a formal briefing. However, we are going to go over the document that I generated for our event today. Fly-in type of event, departures at the pilot's discretion. The arrival airfield is My Place 3 Oscar Hotel 7. We have a 2,100 feet long runway with a heading of 0624. There's a 600 feet of clear way between the 24 threshold and the tree line. And then coming in runway 06, the power lines have been buried there across Coleman Road. The CTAF for My Place 122.85. So we're 0.05 up from the VATSIM Unicom frequency of 122.8. Field elevation is 1,000 feet. Traffic pattern altitude is 1,000 feet AGL for fixed wing and 500 AGL for helicopters. There's going to be helicopter traffic in the vicinity. We are going to be using rear world CTAF. A little bit about the approach into My Place. Runway 6 is pretty easy, kind of clear, not a whole lot of obstacles that could get into your way. Actually, let me bring this up here just so I can kind of zoom in. So runway 6 has a pretty straightforward approach. Final approach is pretty clear, nothing to be overly concerned about. However, runway 24 presents a unique challenge with this tree line that's about 600 feet east of the threshold. Now, sometimes what I like to do is I kind of like to dogleg in over the sawmill here. Just kind of come in like that. Or I'll slip and dip, just drop in over the tree line and come in straight in like that. We'll see what the winds are like once we get there. If it's if it's pretty gusty, we may go for the sawmill approach. If it's not terrible, we may just slip it down in over the tree line. We may do it both ways. We'll land and then do one in the pattern and come in the other way. What else do we need to know about My Place? No NOTAMs. We just talked about the weather. Known ATC delays. We're not going to have any. Runway length was 2,100 feet. 0624, 40 feet long. Not going to worry about any sort of alternate airports. We did talk about our fuel requirements briefly. We're going to depart with full tanks, 36 gallons. There's going to be you and I on board with our flight bags and a little bit of gear. Actually, let's go ahead and work this up now. What do I want? Scratch pads. Empty weight of our aircraft, you know, that is fixed. But what we can do is modify some of this other information here. Okay. With you and I in the front seats, and for purposes and just going to keep things fair across the board, you and I are going to weigh the same. So we have 350 pounds in the front. My flight bag is behind your seat. I like to be able to reach behind and reach it, so we'll put yours behind mine, and I think you told me your flight bag was about 5 pounds. And baggage wise, we're going to go on a cross country. I want to make sure that I have a couple quarts of oil in the back. We're going to take our tie bar, or our tow bar, we're going to take our tie downs, we're going to take our wheel chocks. So let's just say 25 pounds, 15 pounds in the baggage compartment. Fuel, we do have 36 gallons times 6 pounds per gallon for avgas. Gives us a total of 216 pounds, and oil is 15 pounds. All of our arms, you know, the loading station, where the weight is at, that's all going to be fixed in the plane, so these arms, they don't really change at all. The moments, however, do change. So let's go ahead and figure up our true weight and balance. Okay, first moment's going to be fixed. Then we have 175, so that gives us 350. So the weight times your arm is your moment. And your moment is a force, it's a turning force. So if we go 350 times 36 inches, gives us a moment of 12,600. But to keep math simple, we like to divide this by 1,000. So this would be 12.6. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pounds times an arm of 70 gives us 840 for our moment. And then that's going to be about, what is this, 10, 100,000, 0.84. And baggage is 15 pounds times a moment of 95 inches. Gives us 1425 or 1.42. Fuel isn't going to change. We're going to go fuel, and then oil. The POH already gives me the moment for oil, full oil, 8 quarts, which is 0.3. So that's sort of fixed as well. So then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take all of our moments. Let's see. Let me just clear this out. Icebird for all, welcome on in. Hello, hope you're doing well. Let me see. I want to erase this. Let's get our total weight. Total weight is, and ForeFlight can do this for me. I'm running through this just to keep it fresh in my head. 1,400, 350. No, we're at 375. and then 12, 15, 216 pounds, and then 15, it's 2,033 pounds. That is our takeoff weight. We're just above the utility category, but I imagine once we even take off, we'll be just under that 2,000 pounds by the time we start up, taxi, and things like that. And then let's go ahead and 51.3 for 1.42, 10.3. Minus 0.3 times 1,000. So we got 76.16. We'll times that by 1,000. Okay. And we'll divide that by total takeoff weight, and that gives us a true center of gravity of 37.46. That's our CG. I can tell you right now that is well within our flight envelope. I could pull out the POH and show you, but we're not going to go through that right now because it's in the flight bag. Well, I guess I could. Okay, where'd you go? Okay. Total takeoff weight 2,033. Okay, and then 76.16. So we're like right. That's isn't gonna work. Yeah, so we're like just above the utility category there. But we are within our envelope. Okay, weight and balance is good. Back to our briefing. Event notes, VFR, daytime event only. We need to file a flight plan. CTAP, it's 122.85. Okay, and it's got some information on scenery. Alright, now let's head to the plane. Let's get fueled up. Let's get our walk around done. And get started up. I'll see you over at the aircraft in just a moment.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome aboard Felicity, November 8033 Fox. My name is Michael and I will be your pilot today. We are flying to 3 Oscar Hotel 7, departing out of Cheat River Island. Cheat River is not a published airstrip. It is in the recreational airfield guide. However, let's go ahead and fill up both of our wings. We discussed back at the hangar. We were just going to go ahead and fill up both wings. Let's go into weight, balance, and fuel. Okay, you and I are going to go on board. Let's ensure that our weight and balance matches what we figured here. So we got 5 pounds in the left rear, 7 pounds in the right rear. You and I in the front. And we decided on 15 pounds in our baggage compartment. Okay, and internal total fuel. Full up there. Okay. Gives us a total flight time of 3 hours and 49 minutes. Total takeoff weight, as I said, 2,033 pounds. So let's apply these changes and then we will go ahead and do a quick pre-flight inspection. Let's go ahead and get all of our lights on. Let's get our flaps down. Okay, flaps are down. Alright. And we'll start with our baggage door and make sure that is secure, and which it is. We'll move right along to our left rudder cable. I'm going to pull on that, make sure it's tight. That feels tight there. And our elevator is free. Correct. And our beacon and anti-collision light are working up top there. Our right rudder cable is also nice and tight. VOR antennas are in place. The right flap heim joints are tight. Flap feels good. The right aileron hinges are nice and secure. We do have a green on the right with a working strobe. We'll move along to our right main and it looks inflated. I don't see any signs of oil leaks under there. Our front main also looks good, as well as our strut, and our exhaust is secure. Prop and spinner look good. Cylinder heads sound good. Running my finger across them, I don't hear any pitch changes that might indicate a cracked cylinder. Our static source is free and clear. Our pitot heat is warm to the touch. Let me get that load off of there. Okay, turn that off. Stall horn is working. Our taxi and landing lights are also working. Let's turn those off. And we do have a strobe on the left with a red. And that's working. Let's get nav and strobes off. Our left flap is nice and tight. And our left main also looks good there. Since we did just fill up, we'll go ahead and check our fuel caps, make sure it's installed and streamlined. The right one is, and the left one is as well. Let's go ahead and have a seat back into the airplane. Alright, I think we're ready to get things started up. Okay, let's make sure we're legal to fly. Got our certificate, got our medical, we have our airworthiness certificate, we've got our registration, and weight and balance is in the back behind my seat. I do use Checkmate checklists from Checkmate Aviation. It's a great company to work with. They've been very helpful with providing me with various checklists over the years and custom checklists for simulation purposes. So it's a great company to work with. I've yet to find any sort of major discrepancy between any of their checklists and the approved POH for the various aircraft. Yeah, we got some clouds coming in here, huh? Alright, let's get started up, and then we'll go ahead and file a VFR flight plan. Passenger brief. Let's go ahead and go over, one of these famous safety briefings that we do. We'll start with our seat belts. Your seat belt works just like the seat belt in your automobile would. You have a male buckle that will slide into a female receptacle. When you hear the firm click, you know the buckle is secure. And to release the seat belt, you push the big orange button right in the center of the buckle there, and it will release just like the seat belt would in a standard automobile. Two air vents in the plane, one in the upper left, one in the upper right. They work on a ram air style effect. So you can't really turn them off per se. However, you can rotate them up or down or slide them in or out. I am just going to recommend that you don't have them pointed directly at your face because the air rushing past your microphone will have tendency to interfere with the intercom. Fire extinguisher is located directly behind us. It is right here, just clips into the console back there. It is a Type BC fire extinguisher, and it will handle any sort of fire we might encounter here on the airplane in that unfortunate event. You would exit the aircraft the same way you entered. That door on your right there just pushes out to open, and you would just pull it to close. When you hear the firm click, you know the door is secure. Feel free to talk throughout the duration of your flight. There's nothing to prevent you from talking. I do love hearing about other airplanes in the sky, so if you do happen to see one while we are flying, please go ahead and point that out. You can tell me, hey, I see an airplane straight in front. Well, I hope I would see that too. Or, hey, I see an airplane off to my right or behind me. Or 7 o'clock, whatever nomenclature you prefer. I love hearing about other airplanes in the sky, especially if I'm up in the sky as well with them. Do you have any questions about anything we've gone over safety-wise before we get our plane started up? I didn't think so. Okay, that does kind of conclude our interior checklist. Let's check our circuit breakers, make sure they're all in, our alternate static air is in. I am going to hop into the Virtual USA Flying Club Discord, just in case anybody has any last minute questions about the event. Okay, we'll just monitor that in case anybody has any questions. Alright, we're on a we're on our start checklist, and that's where I'm going to check my seat track, and I am scooted up, make sure we're locked in there. Okay, not going to go anywhere. Open my door, turn that thumb lock. Okay. Okay, avionics are off, autopilot's off, carpet is off, make sure it's going to go full rich, throttle is slight. Let's get 4 on the primer. 1, 2, 3, and it's 4 on the primer. Okay, primer's in and locked. Okay, brakes are going to go on. Let's get our master on. Our beacon's on. Clear prop. Oh, it's clear on the left and clear on the right. Clear front. Okay, and mags to start. Here we go. Right away, I'm looking for oil pressure and RPM. Clear. And oil pressure is in the green, and RPM has come up. Let's go ahead and get our landing light on for safety so that we can be seen. And that does complete our startup checklist. So let's move right along to our pre-taxi checklist. Seat belts, let's get our seat belt on. I see that you already have yours on, thank you. Right, seat belts on. Flaps are going to come up. Avionics going to go on. Now remember, we don't have an ATIS here. And we know that the winds were coming out of the northwest there. And we know that we can only depart on a run one way here, which is runway 12. So at least we're going to have no. Yep, we're going to have a tailwind on our takeoff. So we're going to utilize a short field takeoff technique, just due to this tailwind that we're going to have. Okay, parking brake's going to go off. What else do we have in our pre-taxi checklist here? Altimeter. Again, we don't have a reporting station, so let's go ahead and set our altimeter to field elevation here, which is, I forget what the actual field elevation is. That's not going. Dang it, now I gotta look that up. Alright, let's do this. I wrote it down, but it's out there and I don't want to go back to the hangar to grab that. So we'll just look it up here real quick, just to confirm. Field elevation is 1,412 feet. Looks like 293-ish. What do we have in the area that could possibly corroborate something close to that? What's Garrett County showing? 29990. Oh, that'll be close enough. We're at field elevation, so we know we're good. As long as we're showing field elevation, we should be fine with our altimeter. Transponder, let's get that on. Let's squawk altimeter 1200, squawking VFR. ADSB is tied into our nav lights. Let's go ahead and get those on. Radio. Let's go ahead and connect to the VATSIM network, and then we will check our radio. Let's see. One, 2, 3.45. And then 123.45. Let's just do a quick radio test. Testing. Testing. Alright, we are transmitting.
Traffic, code 22 Alpha Zulu is downwind 35 departure. That'll be leaving the area.
Alright, what else we got here? Transponder, ADSB, radio, tested that. Taxi light, good there. Brakes will test momentarily. Our attitude indicator and turn coordinator will test on the roller. Heading indicator to compass, let's go ahead and set that. Yeah, looks good there. In between the 2-1 and the 2-4. Gives us a heading of what? 225-ish? Okay. Oil temperature is coming up. Let's go ahead and file a VFR flight plan on the VATSIM network. And since Cheat River is not listed, identified, or published, has a published identifier, I'm just going to use the closest field for my departure, which is 3 Golf 5. So we're going to be 3 Golf 5. And then route-wise, we're going to be MGW, VOR, and then AIR, VOR. And then the CTW, DME. India 40. And then the VATSIM. Alright, let's get these frequencies written down for these VORs. Morgantown is 111.6. The Bel Air is 117.1. The Newcomers Town DME is 111.8. Okay, what heading do I need for that? Okay, is north. 350. Okay, is 270. And then we have 28029. This looks like that's right on a heading of 300 to get to that DME from the Bel Air VOR. India 40 is Richard Downing. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and file this on the VATSIM network. Call sign, we are November 8033 Foxtrot. We are VFR today. We're in a 172. The light wake category. We do have GPS, so we're slant golf. Transponder departure is 3 Golf 5. Off block time is gonna be 18, 6, 7, 22:30-ish. Altitude, we're filing 6,500. Airspeed, gosh, I'm hoping for 110 knots with this headwind. That's going to be pushing it. 3 Oscar Hotel 7. No alternate. En route time is probably going to be about 2 hours or so. Fuel endurance, we had 3 hours and 45 minutes. Route details, we're going to be MGW, AIR, CTW, India 40. And that should do it there. tinyurl.com/join virtual USA Flying Club Discord. Okay. These are marks on my flight plan. The first one is just a link to the channel name. The second one is an invite link to the Virtual USA Flying Club. And then, of course, thank you. Let's file our flight plan. That looks good there. Flight plan is filed. Okay, let's see if we can pull the Morgantown VOR and just kind of get ahead of the game here. 111.6. Let's go ahead and get that on nav 2. And it looks like it grabbed it. And we want to head to the VOR. So right around a heading of 330. But let's go ahead and plug this route into our GPS as well. just in case we do run into some pretty yucky conditions. Mike, Golf, Mike. Mike Golf Whiskey. And then we've got Bel Air. Then we've got India. Now we've got CTW. And then we got India 40. And then finally 3 Oscar Hotel 7. My place. Okay.
Traffic stop here 461 Bravo Golf. It's about 3 miles to the east. We'll be joining up on the left downwind, runway 18.
335s are heading. Okay. We are ready to go, I think. Oil temperature's up, oil pressure's good, fuel looks good, and we went runway 12. We're on Cheat River Unicom 123.45. Cheat River traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is going to back taxi runway 12, Cheat River. Alright, parking brakes off. Open the power, let's get things rolling.
Traffic stop here 461 Bravo Golf, joining up on the downwind for 18. Traffic stop here 461 Bravo Golf, turning left, base runway 18 to the grass.
Come on. There we go. Oh, why are we so heavy?
Traffic stop
I know we're not tied down.
Final runway 18 to the grass.
Oh, we're just stuck in a rut? I guess so. Man. Groundhogs. Alright, we're moving now. We don't want to stop. Let's just keep this nose wheel up. This wheel just must be really soggy. I wonder what it's. I wonder if it was raining yesterday.
Traffic stop here 461 Bravo Golf, downwind for runway 18. Traffic stop at 461 Bravo Golf, turn left base, runway 18 to the grass.
Alright, I'm going to kind of do a short slash soft field. Not going to come to a stop. I don't want to come to a stop. Cheat River traffic, November 8033,
Traffic
Foxtrot is taking 12 straight out departure, Cheat River. Come on. Oh, don't run into that plane. Nose is up. Come on, baby, get off the ground here. That's that tailwind. Are we up? Are we flying? Oh, watch out for that tree. Alright, we're flying. Alright, we're flying. Let's get over the river.
Traffic, Skyline 855 with Hotel 5 West, just on the other side of 35W. We're going to head to Waxahachie and enter on a 45 for left down.
That field must have been awfully, awfully wet. I can't believe how draggy and heavy and just not moving we were. Alright, let's go ahead and it's starting to rain already. We're going to kind of turn around this bend and climb up and out of
Traffic
here.
11 X-ray left base 17.
In fact, let's just turn around and overfly Cheat River again, and then that'll kind of put us on our.
This is already part of your transition block road out of town.
Well, no, we're kind of already en route.
Just about to turn final on 18 for the grass.
We're gonna hang out here. We want 6,500 feet. Yeah, I want to circle back around. We'll overfly Cheat River Island again.
Traffic 11 X-ray final 17.
Traffic, Skyline 855 with Hotel 1700 right over the top of Waxahachie and turning for a 45 for left downwind. Runway 18.
I knew we would run into some sort of adverse weather. Alright, I have Cheat River Island in sight now. We're going to overfly it.
Field for runway 18 full stop.
The owner's house for Cheat River is kind of right over here.
Traffic 50461 Bravo Golf, downwind for runway 18.
It's going to be right out of our window, actually. Whew, that wind. There's the owner's house for Cheat River Island.
Traffic, Skyline 855 with Hotel, turning left base for runway 18.
Alright, I'm going to set my heading bug, heading 330. It's going to be the direction to our VOR. gonna kind of wind us around and climb us out of this valley here.
Traffic, Skylane 855, Whiskey Hotel, turn final for runway 18, full stop.
Alright, let's just, let's see where we at. We're on our heading to get to the VOR. I see some terrain in front of us. We're at 2,600 feet. Let's go ahead and initiate a climb up. We'll climb out at VY, maybe 80. And if that doesn't seem to be getting it, then we'll transition to a VX climb. I think we'll be just fine. We're at 3,200 and it looks like we're clearing these tree lines.
Aubrey, be aware you got a bunch of circling birds at about 1,100.
So I tell you what, let's go up to 4,500 and see how things look. And if, if we need to, then we'll go up 6,500. Okay, we need a heading of like 3.5 now.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. Just took off from Moorhead Rowan County Airport in Kentucky, heading towards the destination.
Outstanding. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Traffic, Mentor 849 Charlie is 4 miles to the east. Westbound, be entering a left downwind runway 18. Traffic, Mentor 489 Charlie is about to the east, be entering a left downwind for runway 13. Make that 18, now on the 45.
Three, 4-0. And we're looking for 4,500 feet. Okay, we're clear of the Cheat River, so I'm going to switch over to VATSIM Unicom, which is 122.8.
Traffic, Mentor 489 Charlie is swing up left base for 18.
And here we are at just about 4,500. And right now I see blue sky, a little bit of cloud. Hopefully it kind of stays this way.
Mentor 489 Charlie is on half mile final 18. Travis, 1916 Juliet, departing.
I do want to say thanks again for coming in and hanging out for a little bit. Even if you're just in for a couple minutes or for the duration of the flight, I appreciate having you on board today. Alright, so our indicated airspeed is 118 knots, or miles per hour. Ground speed is 92 knots. but indicated we're 100 knots. So I guess it's not terrible. That wind's not slowing us down terribly yet.
Traffic, Meter 489 Charlie is wing up, turning left downwind, 18 northbound, departure, 489 Charlie.
Don't see any traffic around us currently.
Traffic, Skyline 027, about 4 to the west, transitioning west to east, 3,100. Skyline 027, a mile west, transition over top of Midfield, west to east, 2,100.
Alright. What's in our cruise checklist here? Power mixture instruments, everything's looking there. It was 4,500. Let me lean this out just a little bit to bring this fuel flow down some. We don't want to run out of gas before we get there. So we'll lean for max RPM here.
Traffic, Skyhawk 1235 Echoes, 11 miles south, leave at 3,000 for 2,200 on the practice.
Looks like we got 6 miles until we get to our Morgantown VOR. And then let's stay ahead of things here. Our next VOR is 117.1. Granted, we do have it in the GPS. I do like to stay ahead of the game here. We'll have that on standby for VOR 2, just in case.
Traffic to Skylane 511 Whiskey, backtaxing to runway 17.
Hey, ground speed right now 82 knots, indicating 90. Gonna be a long flight.
Traffic to Skylane 511 Whiskey is taking off runway 17.
Then of course, the closer you get to your VOR, the harder it is to track, because that It just
Terminal 110 Lima, Victor back taxi 35.
it gets harder just because the needle moves so much quicker the closer you are.
Pass Delta below in 4.5 miles.
Alright, so we are above the delta there.
Do a 360 here so we don't go too far.
Okay, we'll just continue straight ahead for a little bit and turn across line.
Cleveland Center's online. I wonder if we can grab flight following from Cleveland Center. Are we in that ARTCC? We sure are. That'll work. Cleveland Center, 119er 875.
Experimental 0 Lima Victor is going to be a short approach, 36 simulation engine out.
Cleveland Center, November 8033 Foxtrot.
November 8033 Foxtrot, I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay, sir, we're at type 172 slant golf, directly over the Morgantown VOR at 4,500 feet. We'd like traffic advisories to 3 Oscar Hotel 7.
November 8033 Foxtrot, radar contact as reported. Say, can your aircraft type squawk 7211, please?
7211 on the we are a type 172 slant golf position checks, November 8033 Foxtrot.
8033 Foxtrot, say, can the destination as well, please, sorry?
We're heading to 3 Oscar Hotel 7.
33 Foxtrot, roger.
$50 miles to the Bel Air VOR.
November 33 Foxtrot, be advised there's an area of light to moderate precipitation from your 11 to 1 o'clock, approximately 25 to 30 mile ahead of you.
Roger, November 33 Foxtrot. Yep, he was right. There it is. Showed up right there in the radar. Cleveland Center, November 8033 Foxtrot. Any reports of icing in that area?
Number 33 Foxtrot, you're currently within AirMet Zulu of an icing and freezing level of Fallon until 0300 Zulu. Pretty large area of pretty much all of western New York, Pennsylvania, northern Ohio, and West Virginia. I'm missing moderate icing looking between surface level and 1,000.
Roger, thank you. November 8033 Foxtrot. Alright, let's be mindful with our carpet. Let's keep an eye on our windshield. If we see our windshield start to freeze over, we know we gotta do something.
Delta 4907, Clinton Island. The 4907 radar contact, call it about 60 to the northeast of the Detroit UR. Descend via the Farrell 2, arrival acceptability, the speed restriction, fleet metro altimeter is 29992. Judge code 2, arrival and altimeter 29992 to the 4907. Good evening, John, I take it home with you, follow 300. 881 clear, tennis block 6351. 6351, Jazz, are you able? The 66 clear, setting up yet.
Alright, I'm going to engage the autopilot. Unfortunately, I have to step out for just a couple
Delta
minutes.
683, clear center.
Just go and get autopilot. I'm going to set an altitude of 4,500 feet. And we'll hold that altitude here. And let's go ahead.
683, squawk 2425.
And set us on navigation mode.
881, your radar contact, 25, 30 miles to the southeast of Geneseo. Welcome.
And we are on GPS, so it should hold us on this route. And I will be right back. I apologize.
2014 clear send here, I'm sorry, boss, didn't send you over to me. I don't think they knew I was online. Contact in for American 2014. Jan 214, thank you, radar contacts off. Any shortcut you'd like today? Take any shortcut for American 2014. 2014, how's this? Proceed direct powder. Proceed direct to powder for American 2014. Porter, however they pronounce that. It's definitely Porter. It's on the ale arrival. Proceed direct Porter. Proceed direct Porter for American 2014. No, if there's ski arrivals or beer arrivals in the Denver. Delta 683 radar contact 10 to the north of Saginaw. Welcome. Southwest 3669, about 30 miles northwest of Chardon, flight level 370. 3669, hello, thank you. West 3669, radar contact as reported, squawk 3269, proceed direct palm set, Papa Oscar, November Charlie Tango.
Alright, I apologize about that.
Direct palm set, what was that squawk again for Southwest 3669?
Double check heading indicator,
3267.
Alright, navigator does have the plane right now.
The 4907 is information Charlie current at Metro, expect ILS 21 left approach. On board, I expect him to left approach, 683, descend via the lakes to arrival, except delete the speed restrictions, the altimeter for Metro is 29902. Descend via lakes, delete speed restrictions, 29902, Delta 683. 881 cross Easton at and maintain 17,000 Buffalo Alton. Hang on, it's covered. Buffalo Alton, there's 29976.
You're transmitting on both Discord and VATSIM.
Alright, little situational awareness. We are cruising along indicating 90 knots. We're moving at 85 knots along the ground. Actually, we're indicating close to 100 knots, moving at 85 along the ground. 4,500 feet, heading 315-ish. And next waypoint is the Bel Air VOR, which is 36 miles out. That system is supposed to be about 10 miles out now, so we need to kind of be prepared, be vigilant.
Delta 4907 at Cabo, cleared ILS 21 left approach.
Alright, give me back my plane. Alright, I've got positive control of the plane now.
683 is information Charlie current at Metro, look for Delta to show up soon, expect ILS Zulu to right approach. Can we have Charlie expect ILS 22 left Zulu, Delta 683? Negative ILS 22 right, Zulu. Correction, expect ILS 22 right, open 683. 881 set, the descent now, descend and maintain 17,000, altimeter Buffalo 2976.
Melvin Leroy, hello my friend. Thanks for flying in today. Hope you're doing well, and yes, the chili dogs are outstanding.
Thank you.
We departed Cheat River for our departure field because they're also having a fly-in this weekend, and I couldn't very well attend both of them in real life. So I at least wanted to give Cheat River some love on today, and tomorrow I'll be at the real world, my place fly-in. So we're able to kind of get two fly-ins in one event, I guess, one route. Alright, outside air temperature right now is 5 degrees Celsius. 0 degrees is freezing.
Cobra 62, runway, we'll do this runway 22 left taxi via Juliet Yankee, cross 90 left on Yankee.
Now we do have some anti-icing available on our 172. I did equip this plane with some ice boots and things to kind of help alleviate some possible icing on some of the surfaces, but it is certainly not a...
So yeah, Cobra 62, you're actually facing the correct direction, ramp, thank you. It's going to be runway 22 left taxi via Bravo and Zulu, cross 90 left on Bravo.
It is certainly not a picky aircraft, though. We are not approved to be flying into known icing.
I can actually zoom in a little bit and see which direction you're facing on this new program. Very nice. That's 881, contact Toronto, center 125.77. 125.77, Delta inside 1 down.
Okay, fuel flow looks good. Our temperature's up there though, quite a bit. Oil temperature's up. Can't be too good. Gotta keep an eye on that. Ground speed right now is only 88 knots. talk about some headwind. But I do again want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out for a bit this evening, today, this afternoon.
Delta 683 at Huron, cleared Island, Zulu, 22 right approach.
Just make sure that we have observed proper cloud clearances here. Got a cloud over there. Looks to be a couple 100 feet above at least. I know we need at least 500, but I think we're far enough away from it.
Help flight type call sign incorrectly. November.
Alright, we're 22 miles out from the Bel Air VOR.
Regional airport. I was trying not to call it the Southern Racetrack Airport. This is flight report. Get Calvin 2 departure Calvin. Then as filed, maintain 3000. Expect level 450. 1 minutes after. Departure will be this frequency. Squawk 1034.
It looks like we're about halfway through this storm system, and surprisingly it's not too terrible here right now. We do have some weather out there towards the kind of the southwestish. Looking quarter northwestish, it's a bit more clear, so hopefully it sort of stays that way.
Number 1 Romeo until feedback is correct. The winds at Metro 300 at 9 knots, runway 21 left, clear line. United 934, Whiskey climbing flight level. Whiskey climbing 16,000, sail, flight level, please 934 Cleveland Center, hello, climbing maintain flight level 350, proceed direct to Buckup. Buckup? Affirmative, Buckup, Bravo uniform, Charlie, Kilo Oscar. Buckup, say.
Well, here's a little bit of rain.
United 934, in that case, fly present heading have a route, advise, ready to copy. Just confirm it, is it Bravo uniform, Sierra Tango Romeo? Negative. Auto flag Pleasant heading. He just gave us, he uplooped that loop, so we don't know. It's the Canadians, I don't expect them to know anything. I just told you, I know how them too. Unit 934, were you ready to copy? We're ready to copy when you left.
18 miles from Bel Air.
It's cleared to the Washington National Airport via radar vector Bucko. That's Bravo, uniform, Charlie, Kilo, Oscar, Freedom 5 arrival. Okay, so we are cleared to the Oregon Airport by the radar vector Bucko and the Freedom to join the Freedom 5 arrival. Correction, United 934, read back is correct. When able, proceed direct to Bucko. Able will go Bucko.
Okay, how are we looking now? Our oil temperature is still up there. I'm gonna have to look into that. Man, we're in the red.
Cover 32, looks like you're on a Kilo, that's fine, Major. Kilo's fine, just take Kilo to Yankee 10, that's the last movement taxiway. So just don't keep going into the little ramp there, just, yeah, Kilo and then the last left there for Yankee 10.
Alright, I'm gonna switch this over to my left view tank right now.
On the default DTW, all the signage is pretty bad also as well. River-3-3 Foxtrot, I think I forgot to give you an altimeter before. Pittsburgh altimeter is 2990.
9990, November 33 Foxtrot, thank you.
This is Cleveland Center, not Chicago traffic. Delta 9407, welcome to Motown. Next, right turn onto Juliet to the ramp. On 683, runway 22, right, you're cleared to land. The wind's at Metro. This is at currently 280 knots.
Well, it looks like we're about 1/3 of the way there. We're getting nowhere pretty quick. Temperature right now, outside air is 6 degrees Celsius. That checks. Want to make sure that it doesn't drop to 0.
R&F to booze, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff. The traffic's going to be departing the parallel side of your arrivals. It's a military 737. Please move center, good evening. It's C345 with you. Final passage, thank you. It's B345, good evening.
Alright, is this going to be the Ohio River? No, probably not yet. Yeah, he was right. We definitely got some rain coming in. This is a river we're about to cross. It's not the Ohio River. But we're 8.2 miles from the Bel Air VOR. And we're going to track that outbound on a outbound on the 300 radial. And we're going to try and track this newcomer town DME.
Alpha 2 Charlie Heavy, Cleveland Center. Cleveland UPS now, 42 ground, Cleveland Kilo, device Charlotte. It's 942 Cleveland, expected PDC. Copy that.
What is this river?
I have one in the queue, it doesn't ping at me. Used to. 682, welcome to Motown. Take a right turn on Alpha, then get back to the ramp.
Does this river not have a name? I'm going to find out later what the name of this river is just because I'm curious. I know it's not the Ohio River. We're not near Ohio. Yet.
Southwest 3669, contact Boston Center 134.7. 134.7 for Southwest 3669, see ya.
Alright, we are 4.4 miles from our next VOR, which is the Bel Air VOR. Then we'll track that outbound on the 300 radial. And then all we're going to have is DME to this CTW. It doesn't have a radial, so that's why we're tracking the other VOR outbound. And honestly don't know if we'll actually be able to identify this point without the use of the iPad or ForeFlight.
Legion 4502, descending 15,000 for dispatch.
I mean, I guess technically if we are actually on the 3, well,
Legion 4502, Cleveland Center, hello, descend and maintain.
we could. Alright, we could do that. Well, I don't know if the GPS will follow an outbound course. I guess it would.
4502, Cleveland Center, Toledo, altimeter 2996, descend and maintain 10,000.
Because we could track the CTW here using DME on a 300 radio outbound from the Bel Air VOR. About 32 miles or so. Jet Pilot Cinnamon coming in with a raid of 4. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I hope your flight and your stream went well. M. Stein, hello. Thank you for flying in earlier. JPC, I hope your flight went well and that the weather was alright. Alright, we're almost directly over the Bel Air VOR, which is quick flight went well. Good to hear. And I know you're not feeling well also, so your participation alone really makes me, it really makes me happy. So thank you for coming into the event today, sir. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Alright, so we want to track on the 300, we want to track outbound from this Bel Air VOR. And I want to turn...
4502, turn 20 degrees to the right, descend and maintain 3,000. These are going to be vectors for the ILS Zulu 25 approach. 20 degrees to the right, descend for 3,000.
And I want to tune 111.8 to grab this DME. We're not going to have a radial. All it is DME. But remember, we're tracking this out from the Bel Air VOR. So we should be able to identify Newcomers Town DME.
Alright, gentlemen, have a great rest of your event tonight.
You too. Have a great night.
Hey Mike, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for coming in today. See you guys.
Bye, JPC.
Right, so we're outbound on the 300.
Clear 450, turn 10 degrees right. Degrees right, 75 left. 62, my bad, your radar contacts altitude passing, climb and maintain 50290. Maintain 290, cover 62. Say your altitude passing, please. 70,000.
Alright, so we're 31 miles from the Newcomers Town DME.
Like that.
As long as we maintain this heading, we should be able to identify that. Right now, unfortunately, I do need to step out and take a quick break, so I am going to engage the autopilot to set an altitude hold of 4,500 on a navigation mode hold.
31, Cleveland Center, hello, runway 22 left, taxi via Bravo, Zulu, cross runway 90 left on Bravo.
So that is going to hold us on this course, and I will be right back momentarily. Altitude.
31, flight amendment to declare 530, copy. 31, expect flight level 310, 10 minutes after departure, rest of clearance remains unchanged. Thank you, Greg.
Cleveland Center, good evening, Delta 5786, sorry. Passing through 30,000 for 370.
Delta 5786, where are you?
We should be just entering your airspace from the west.
Delta, say your number one more time and then ident, please.
Delta 56, Delta 5786.
Alright, hopefully I didn't miss a radio call. Sorry about that break there. Situational awareness.
5786, radar contact, call it 8 to the north of Victory. Welcome, we're going to have a code for you, stand by.
Ground speed is 85 knots. We're indicating
5786, squawk 5607, please, 5607.
we're indicating 100. So we definitely got a headwind.
Delta 5786.
Agent 4502, I didn't think this isn't quite that fast. Fly heading of a 030.
Alright, I've got positive control. Alright, my plane.
It's all good. I control Toledo from the center map, so everything looks bigger than it really is. The 2 Charlie, cross Latour, add and maintain flight level 320.
Cross maintain Latour at 320, 2 Charlie.
Lufthansa 2 Charlie, you don't actually have that. I have a slight change to your route advisory to copy.
Copy, Lufthansa to Charlie.
The 2 Charlie is cleared to the Chicago O'Hare Airport via after the Flint VOR. Join the Lindy 2 arrival.
Lindy to arrival.
Put in the chat for you.
Yeah, find fins on my chart, so it took a while. So after straight to Chicago O'Hare by Airport 0 and then Lindy 2 arrival to Charlie.
The 2 Charlie readback is correct. Cross Latour at and maintain flight level 320. That should be the second 6 on the arrival after Flint. Well, Flint, Emma, then Latour.
Correct. So cross and maintain flight level 320 at Latour Lufthansa Charlie.
And 934 cross Bucko at and maintain flight level 310. That is 934 cross Bucko at and maintain flight level 310.
Alright, situational awareness. Everything's looking good. Power, mixture,
That is 934
instruments.
Cleveland.
Suction's good. We're charging still. Oil pressure looks good. That oil temperature's got me concerned. It's been maxed out in the red. And I'm not sure why. But we don't seem to be performing terribly.
Calling it Toledo, stand by on the 1.
Good evening, Walker 16
77 Heavy with you, flight level 370, we're about 30 north to west of the Salem field, or Salem Port Tower. 1677 Heavy, thanks for the position, report your radar contact, squawk 6055. 6055, Walker 677.
United 930 Paul, when should we expect descent?
934, fourth call for you, cross Bucko, add and maintain flight level 310.
United 936, I was having a light full via Bucko at flight level 310.
Center, hello, minute 447, flight level 320.
21 miles from the Newcomerstown DME.
Deck 447, clear run center, squawk 1370.
Looks like we're still tracking our radio pretty decently though.
I was about to get to you, runway 22 left, you clear for takeoff on up, please. Allegiant 4502, you wouldn't happen to have the field in sight at your 10 o'clock, about 10 miles, would you? That would help me out a lot.
Yeah, field in sight, sir, 4502.
4502, thank you, sorry for the crappy vectors, clear visual approach runway 25, for runway 25, you're clear to land. The wind at Toledo, 280 at 9 knots, custom Q2.
Two, clear to land for perfectly 25, that's just the number of Allegiant 4502.
That's like, oh shit, you're United.
I do want to thank everyone for
2, contact Indy Center 119.55.
coming in and flying
See ya. 0.55, 0.55.
and hanging out with our boat.
See ya. Speed 345, contact Washington 13372. Speed 345, Washington 13372.
Over to Washington 13372, just speed 345, see ya.
FedEx 447, your radar contact, call it a 45, frickin' 35 to the northeast of Victory, welcome. Delta 5786, direct Ponset.
Third first, for Delta 5786.
1677, direct Ponset.
You're about to contact, Washington.
In a moment, Walker 1677, direct Ponset. Direct Ponset, Walker 1677. Again, 2214 does not look like Chicago Center's online. Frequency change approved, smooth red then.
Frequency change approved, and thank you so much for American 2214.
United 934, you can now contact Washington 133.72. Bid 934, Washington 133.72. 934, third call, Washington 133.72.
Washington, we'll contact Washington. Maybe we'll let people out the water.
Cleveland Center, hello, you made it 2124, flight level 380. 2124, cruise out.
These clouds are looking kind of ominous.
511 Romeo, hotel runway 27 left, taxi to Charlie. I'm 95% sure that's Charlie. Agent 45025, I'm already runway 25, clear line. 25, clear line. Number 520, Golf and Juliet, have the clearance advisory copy.
Alright, 17 mile, 17.5.
520 Golf Juliet, cleared to the
Out.
Concord Regional Airport via radar message. Appleton then has filed to maintain 4,000, expect flight level 370, 1 0 minutes after. Departure will be this frequency, squawk 2557, feedback squawk only.
And 15 miles to Newcomerstown DME.
Juliet Golf feedback is correct. I'm using runway 25 today. Unless you'd like something else, call me with a request for a runway when you're ready for taxi.
Heading indicator to compass, let's stay on top of that. It's good there.
The 2 Charlie Chicago Center seems to be offline. Frequency change approved. See you later. Frequency change approved. Delta 9531 radar contact. See altitude passing.
6,800 Delta 9531.
9531, climb and maintain flight level 310.
I'm maintaining flight level 310 Delta 9531.
Delta 9531, leaving 10,000, delete speed restrictions.
Alright.
Speed at 10,000 Delta 9531.
Alright, so the Indy Center is also online, so we'll
For
probably...
you unaware, in the U.S. climb and maintain needs delete altitude restrictions, so you don't need to stop at 70 there.
We'll probably get a handoff to Indy Center at some point, because there is a ship in the ARTCCs along our route.
Trying to get the old dog to climb.
Definitely got some weather northeast towards Cleveland there. And up towards Buffalo.
X447, proceed direct palm side. Direct palm side, X447.
Man, I should have grabbed more water while I was out there last time. Means I'm gonna have to step out again at some point to go get more water. Indeed, Einstein, indeed. Thus far, it's been great. I had a little bit of trouble getting out of Cheat River, and I think that's because the runway was so wet. Like, I literally took all the power I had to get moving up from my parking spot. So I don't know if I was stuck in a rut, or if we were sunk down in the ground, but it definitely took a while to get moving. And once I was moving, I didn't want to come to a stop. So we taxied down to the 1-2 departure end and turned around and just did our best to get out of the area. So other than this lovely weather we're having, the flight's been well. The simulator's been performing pretty decently. Heading indicator to compass, let's check that, let's get there.
One more man at Delphi, running heading 197, must clear for takeoff.
Somehow I got way off course here. Oh, it's starting to get really ugly, isn't it? weather-wise, we are using a real-world weather today. We are using active sky for X-plane to inject our lovely blue sky.
Welcome to Toledo. You can taxi straight ahead today.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Talk about a sudden weather change. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Alright. There's some traffic in the area of my place, looks like. Got some people coming in. Icy conditions and suddenly blue skies. Probably saved your bacon? Probably so. It certainly probably would have saved mine.
Walker 1637, the boy for 2 minutes. 1677, no promise, I say. Goodbye.
But don't worry, there's plenty of bacon when we get to...
Contact Toronto 125.77, see you on the other side.
Plenty of bacon when we get to my place.
Off to Toronto Center 125.775 for Delta 5786, see you on the other side.
Alright, 3.7 miles to the Newcomerstown DME. And then our next waypoint is going to be Richard Downing Airport, India 40. We're going to overfly that. Unless we need to stop for fuel, but I think we'll be alright. There is fuel available at Richard Downing, but we're 3/4 on our left tank. We're still relatively full on our right tank, so fuel-wise, I think we'll be just fine. But I would hope so, because I like to think that I do pretty good at fuel calculations during pre-flight.
Walker 1637 back. Fox 9.
Testing 15 minutes away, down to 9531.
1 mile out. And then...
9531, how much away you were saying?
1558.
9531, contact Indy Center 119.55, ask them.
119.55, that's the 9531.
Alright, 294 is going to be our next
One, let me tell your radar contact here, altitude. Hotel Common, maintain flight level 450, direct Calvin.
Now, 294.
Clear Center City being Delta 28, flight level 350, 20 miles west of Savannah VOR. 28, Clear Center, thanks for the position report. Your 28, your radar contact, squawk 2465. 65 is JetBlue, correction, Delta 28. Mid-X 447, contact Toronto 125.77. Toronto 125.77, max 1%, see it. 1676, contact Washington 133.72. 133.72,
We're starting to get off course. Let's get back over to the right there. to re-grab that needle. Tell you what, we might stop here at...
Tree Fox, correction, November Tree Fox, contact AD 119.55.
Indy Center 119.55. Thank you for your service. Good day. November 3-3 Foxtrot. Indy Center, November 8033 Foxtrot, level 4,500.
Alright, 033 Foxtrot, Indy Center, hello, Columbus altimeter 29908.
9908, November 8033 Foxtrot.
Try to call Indy Center, no voice, carry your wave on me, check your mute button.
Alright, okay, I'm out of water. I've got to go get some more water because it does get a little bit hot in here. So, I'm going to engage autopilot. We're going to ensure that we're on our route here. Autopilot, altimeter. We'll set it in nav mode and that should hold us in GPS. And we're 10 miles. Okay, I got time to go get some water because I'm going to need to make a course correction, a slight course correction over Richard Dowling. Wanted to make sure that we'll be able to do that. So I will be right back, and this should be the last time I have to get out of the airplane, which normally wouldn't be possible in the real thing. I'll be back.
531 Juliet Kilo, just to maintain level 300. Level 300. 541 Juliet Kilo. Emergency 21 for level 360. Ready 1821 Indy Center, hello.
Alright, looks like we didn't fall out of the sky. It's always a plus. Hopefully I didn't miss any radio calls. I don't think so. And we are now 5 miles from Richard Downing Airport. We're going to overfly that field. And then after we cross over Richard Downing, my next waypoint is going to be the intersection of State Route 36 and State Route 62. I am familiar with this area, so I should be able to recognize that.
Air 531 Juliet Kilo, contact Atlanta Center 132.97. 32.97, thanks for that, TC 13 1496 Delta, the airport is going to be here at 12 o'clock, about 10 miles, hold on to get inside.
Alright, I think we're good enough. I want
to... 1496 Delta, roger. There's one aircraft in the vicinity of the airport. Your air service terminated for exchange is approved. Squawk VFR, have a good day. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved, and we'll keep an eye out for this.
I'm gonna just send this down to 3500.
Delta 95, 31, back in the car.
Melvin Leroy, hello my friend, coming in for Raiders. Thank you so much. Welcome Raiders, welcome on in. Melvin, how was your stream? How was your flight? I hope everything went well. Tim Dog 53, hello, coming in with Melvin to raid. So welcome Raiders.
Indy Center, hello, you made a 2024 flight level 380. United 2124, Indy Center, hello.
Melvin needs to see a good landing for me because I didn't. Alright, Melvin, let me ask just because I'm curious. Did you fly in X-Plane 12 today or did you fly MSFS? Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to. Okay, MSFS. Was it, did you have a hard time finding the airport in MSFS? Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to personally vet it myself. I hear that it's not, okay, it was tricky to find, okay. But it was there, at least it's there. I hear the airport wasn't listed in Navigraph. Okay. Well, sometimes these things happen. Alright, we're at 4,500. I'm going to get us down to 3,500, get us a little bit lower to the ground so we can get in some of these sites, so I can follow some of these roads and get a bit more of a clearer picture of some of these landmarks. So let me go ahead and get my carb heat on, make sure it's going to go rich. Power is going to come out, and we will just initiate a 500 foot per minute descent down to 3,500 feet. And we are directly over Richard Downing Airport.
City Center, Midtown 979, flight level 300, climbing 360.
Midtown 979, Indy Center, hello.
Alright, so we're 51 miles from our final destination, 3 Oscar Hotel 7. We're probably gonna, although it's not on my, I don't have it plotted, but we're gonna overfly.
And Indy Center, Polar 947 Heavy, ready to copy IFR to Anchorage.
I think, yeah, we will. We're gonna do a touch and go.
947 Indy Center, Roger, on request, Emma.
We're gonna do a touch and go at my home airport and then proceed to my place.
Indy Center, good evening. Citation 511 Romeo Hotel, flight level 440 for flight level 450. 511 Romeo Hotel, Indy Center, hello. Polar 947, I have a clearance.
Alright, State Route 36 is directly below us.
Polar 947, clear to the Anchorage Airport via the Cincinnati 5, departure red vectors Muncie, then as filed. Maintain 6,000, exit level 340, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is this frequency, squawk 6640. You're going to the Anchorage Airport, Cincinnati 5 departure, radio vectors Muncie, then as filed. Climb maintain 6,000, 340, after 10. Departure with you, squawk 6640, Polar 947 Heavy. Polar 947, read back is correct. Let me know when you're in taxi, the Cincinnati altimeter 3005.
Look at Melvin making more work for me. Yeah, this is like I said, this is a real world plan. It's going on tomorrow. It takes about a week of several volunteers to help get things set up. So we started setting up last weekend, actually. So yeah, there is a lot of volunteer ground crews that go walk the field. Let's make sure there's no ruts. There's no potholes or anything like that. Melvin, thanks for flying. Greatly appreciate it. Always a pleasure, my friend. I'm glad your stream went well. Enjoy your dinner, and I'll hope for a good landing.
Andy, good afternoon. UPS 942 is 17 and a half, calling 270 direct to Appletown.
UPS 942, any center alone. Ow. UPS 942, call maintain call 330. 330, UPS 942.
Well, I guess I'm kind of glad we extended the arrival window. I slated the arrival window between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern. It's now past 8. We've still got every bit of at least 45 minutes of flying.
Alright, UPS 942. Good. Hey, can I step away from 5? That's pretty good. Just let me know when you're back.
We're about 10 miles out from our next VFR waypoint, the intersection of State Route 36 and State Route 62. We should be able to visually identify that. We are currently 37 miles out from Flora India Niner. We are going to overfly. Might even do a touch and go. And then head on to my place. Okay, situational awareness, cruising along, indicating 110 miles per hour, maybe 90 knots or so. Ground speed right now, we're making 78. Again, we've got that significant headwind that's working against us. MB944, hello, welcome on in, welcome aboard. For those that are just joining us, we are currently en route to the virtual My Place fly-in, departing out of Cheat River Island. Both very excellent fly-ins, which happen to coincide on the same weekend, and I couldn't attend both in the real world just due to time and traveling. So virtually wanted to depart Cheat River and head to My Place. And it looks like we've got a low fuel light coming on the left. Let me go ahead and switch over to my right tank. We certainly don't want to starve ourselves of fuel. And we have maybe 40-50 miles to go, and we still have a full right tank, so I think fuel-wise we'll be just fine. Although I don't necessarily like landing with uneven, too much weight on one wing. But I imagine that we'll burn at least 9 gallons or so, 8 or 9 gallons between now and by the time we land. So we might land a bit more evenly. .500 feet, 32.9 miles out of Morrow County for Indian Niner. We'll do a touch and go and make the quick jaunt to My Place, and that'll be our final stop for the evening. I am going to cancel my flight following, or we're about 10 miles out from Morrow County, because I requested flight following to My Place prior to deciding to do a touch and go at Morrow County, and I don't want to be, I just don't want to have that conversation. So we'll cancel flight following beforehand, that way there's no confusion. With the winds, runway 28 is going to be our preferred runway at Morrow County due to our direction. Kind of puts us almost
center polar 947 heavy.
Puts us almost on a straight-in final approach for runway 28.
What runway can we expect? 36 right.
But we don't like to do
36 right. Thank you, 947.
We don't like to do 10 miles straight in final approaches. What are we going to do? We're going to come in on that final 1,000 feet at pattern altitude. We're going to overfly runway heading and basically do one in the pattern and come back in and do a touch and go. That's going to be our best way to enter. Unless we kind of come in and teardrop in. Actually, let's just do that. We'll come in, teardrop in, and grab the downwind. Both are legal ways to enter the traffic pattern. In fact, there are over 13 legal ways to enter a traffic pattern, and really only 2 or 3
62 contact, LS Center 132.97.
that are illegal.
Center 132.97, over 62.
But of those 2 or 3 illegal ways to enter the traffic pattern, there is one that is used quite a bit, especially at uncontrolled fields. Like a right base, and I'll use my home airport for example for India Niner. It's all left-hand traffic, whether it's 28 or 10 left-hand traffic. Well, there have been pilots that have come in, entering the pattern on a right-hand base, which is, according to pretty FAA, not the best practice, and in fact, oftentimes illegal. So when I fly in real life, I'll
2124 to center maintain level 300.
that's one thing I always make sure that I do.
300, you landed 20 bar.
Especially when I'm coming in on a left base, I always ensure that backward base is clear because I never know who's going to be coming in
Delta 9531, say your Mach number.
on that right-hand base.
Mach point air, Delta 9531.
We have
9531, reduce speed Mach 0.77 for sequence.
There are some Nordo aircraft,
Delta 9531.
no radio aircraft that fly around in my area that I have to kind of be diligent about too. Okay, we're 26 miles out from Morrow County. I think I've decided that I want to teardrop in for the downwind. We'll do a touch and go, not a full stop. We're going to do a touch and
Good evening,
go,
Southwest 87 for radio check.
and then depart and head to my place for our last stop.
For radio check, 515.
Let's double check our heading indicator to compass, and that's probably why I'm getting all cockeyed, because, well, we drifted. I think this is Apple Valley Lake right here, and it sure is.
Indianapolis, heading today, Sterling's 968, flight level 370. Sterling's 968, Indy Center low. Indy Center, hello, November 520, Juliet Golf, climb in level 300, 370. 520, Juliet Golf, Indy Center low. Indy Center to number 72 Tango. River-3OH7 Tango, Indy Center. I got 72 Tango looking to pick up IFR from 0 India 8 to India 19.
M9 may or may not have busted the Akron-Canton airspace this afternoon. What is that, a Charlie?
November 72 Tango. I don't have a flight plan on file for you. If you could file that for me, please. So, work on it.
We'll give it a shot.
But if there's no ATC coverage, are you technically busting the Charlie? If you're on Unicom, the way I look at it, if you're on Unicom and there's no overlying ATC coverage, as long as you're announcing what you're doing through the Charlie, you're fine. Now, if you're on Unicom and you don't announce you're entering the Charlie, then yeah, I might say you busted it. There was no one to yell at you. Okay, you're fine. No worries, no harm, no foul.
November 72 Tango cleared to the India 19er airport via later vectors Boster that is filed. Maintain 3000, accept 10,000, 1 German, such departure. Departures this frequency, squawk 4206, hold for release.
River cleared to India 19er, later vectors Boston as filed. 3000 and 10,010 minutes. Maintain this frequency for departure 4206.
72 Tango readback's correct. Let me know when you're number 1 ready for departure. United 2124, contact LN Center 132.907.
3297, 20 on 24, I'll see ya.
Delta 9531, descend and maintain level 300.
Confirm descend and maintain flight level 300, right, 31.
Delta 9531, descend and maintain flight level 300.
Descend and maintain flight level 300, not 330. Delta 9531.
Alright, so we're about 20 miles out.
November 72 Tango, you are released for departure 10.0022 Zulu. Clearance void if not off by 0028 Zulu. Advise on this frequency 50028 if not off with your intentions and your frequency change is approved.
So about 10 miles out, we'll cancel flight following and make our traffic calls into Morrow County. Do a touch and go, depart, and do a full stop at our fly-in destination of my place, 3 Oscar Hotel 7. How we looking here? Fuel on the right tank, because our left tank is pretty dry. We are pressured in the green, suction's good, we are charging. Cruising along, making a ground speed of 72 knots, indicating 90 knots. Wow. And we've still got a headwind that's fighting us, which is why it seems like it's taking us forever to have made this trip.
Delta 9531, turn left heading 090, vectors for traffic.
Heading 090, Delta 9531.
Delta 9531, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
297, Delta 9531.
Center 70 Tango 1000.
Number 72 Tango, radar contact, go maintain 7,000 and you can proceed on course.
7,000 on course.
Fox County Lake just off to our right. We're currently flying over the town of Fredericktown. Also just off to our right.
And Indy Center, Polar 947 Heavy is ready for taxi. Polar 947, runway 36 right, taxi at Tango. 6 right, Vita Tango, Polar 947 Heavy. Romeo Hotel, this is maintain level 300. Down to flight level 300, 511 Romeo Hotel.
I think I have Morrow County in sight. It's way out there, but I think I've got it in sight. Alright, let's go ahead and cancel. Indy Center, November 8033 Foxtrot.
Alright, 032 Foxtrot, go ahead.
We're about 10 miles away from our destination. The weather looks pretty good. We'd like to go ahead and cancel our VFR flight following.
Alright, 032 Foxtrot, roger. Squawk VFR, frequency changes approved. Trans services starting. Have a good day.
Squawk VFR and over the intercom. Thank you for your service. Happy evening, November 8033 Foxtrot.
EPS 942 to 9 level 300. Okay, wait.
Morrow County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is 10 miles east, 3,500. We're going to be teardropping in to grab the left downwind runway 28, touch and go, Morrow County. Now I'm starting to kick myself in the butt for going to get more water. Because unfortunately, now I have to go and use the restroom. So now this is going to be the last time we're going to have to exit the plane. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get a 3,500 foot altitude hold in here. And let's just set a navigation hold here. And I will be back real quick, like. Are we good? Nav hold, altitude hold. Alright, be right back. Alright, sorry about that. We were at 3,500 feet. Pattern altitude is 2,100 feet, so we need to lose 1,400 feet. And we have 7.5 miles to do that in. I like to figure 3 miles per 1,000 feet. So we need to lose maybe 1,500 feet or so. So maybe 4.5 miles out, we'll initiate a descent at 500 feet per minute, and that should get us to right about pattern altitude. .3 out. What did I say? 4.5 out is when I wanted to initiate my descent. Okay. Mount Gilead is in sight. That is my hometown. It is where I live. The Morrow County Airport, where we're going to do our touch and go at. That is my home airport. That is where I took my private pilot trip ride out of. Alright, 4.5 miles, here we are. Okay, Carpy is going to come on. Power's coming back just a little bit. Let's just descend down 500 feet per minute. And we're going to descend down 500 feet per minute to 2,100. Morrow County, November H033 Foxtrot is 4 miles east. We're going to teardrop in to the left downwind, runway 28, touch and go, Morrow. JPC coming in with his landing rate prediction of 124. If you want to go and get your landing rate predictions in, is exclamation point predict and then minus sign and whatever you think you're going to slam the plane down on the ground is. Look at that. Beautiful descent calculation. 2,100 feet. Pound in altitude. Let's go ahead and level off here. Get our carb heat on. Put a little bit of power back in. Alright, I'm going to lift my right wing, make sure that's clear, and it is. Just roll it on in. Don't want to gain any altitude on this roll. So pulling my power out. Morrow County, November 8033 Foxtrot is joining the left downwind 28, touch and go. Morrow. Okay, looks good there on the downwind, about to be in the numbers. 2,100 feet, pattern. Okay, pattern altitude, show time, power to 1600, carb heat's coming on. Now let's look at our runway, but let's not forget to look all around us. You know, we're on our downwind, we're looking at our runway, we're looking at our numbers. You know, traffic avoidance in the traffic pattern is utmost key. Look outside, look around you, look your final, check your backwards base. Morrow County, November 8033 Foxtrot, turning left base 28, touch and go, Morrow. Get 10 degrees of flaps, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And that worked out pretty good. And I don't like to toot my own horn. Generally pretty modest, but I really blew my DPE socks off when I called out the backward base was clear. She totally wasn't expecting that. In fact, I was the first applicant to ever have called out the clear backwards base that she's had. Morrow County, November 33 Foxtrot is left base 28, touch and go, Morrow.
500.
Alright, I'm going to lift my left wing, looks clear. Let's go and roll into final. Backwards base is clear. Runway is clear. I am clear to land. A little bit high in the glide slope, but that's alright. We're in a little plane. The trees have started to change colors here in Morrow County. It's really kind of beautiful this time of year. Getting a little bit slow. We got that headwind. Let's get some power back in. Morrow County, November 8033 Foxtrot, final approach, 28, touch and go, Morrow. Alright, we got ourselves a nice stabilized approach here. I don't want to bring out too many flaps, just more surface for the wind to catch and blow us all about. I was doing some pattern work on Friday and had to do all my landings with no flaps due to the wind. Alright, 60 miles per hour on approach, I can low with that. A little bit of power to arrest that descent rate.
Runway 28. Entered runway 28.
Let's go ahead and play.
1,500 feet remaining.
Flaps going up, full power. Airspeed. Carpet off. And we're up. Positive rate. Yeah, that one came up real quick, and let me tell you why. This 172 seems very nose heavy compared to the 150 I was flying recently. And that nose gear seems to just snap right down to the runway. Alright, I'm looking for 700 feet AGL before I turn on course, and we're almost there. So 1,800 feet is what I'm looking for. There it is, left my left wing, looks clear. Morrow County, November 8033 Foxtrot is off of the departure leg 28 Morrow. And Morrow County, November 33 Foxtrot is departing the area to the southwest Morrow. Alright, my place is in sight. .85. My place traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is 3.5 miles northeast. Going to be overflying the field to grab a left downwind, runway 24 at my place. Honestly, I'm just going to stay here at essentially 2,000 feet. There's no need for me to climb very high. We're 2.5 miles away from the fly-in. So if we wanted to do the sawmill approach, the sawmill is directly ahead. We could overfly the sawmill and dogleg in, but I think I'm going to slip in over the trees this time. 2,000 feet, let's hang out here.
Kilo, Mike, November, airport information, Kilo 0021, Zulu, weather, wind 297 at 11, visibility 10, sky condition 4,200, scattered, ceiling 5,400, broken, ceiling 6,900, broken, temperature 9, dew point 6, altimeter 3000, advise on initial.
A lot of broken. Okay. Looks good. My place traffic, November 33 Foxtrot is turning left crosswind 24 at my place. My place traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, rolling into the left downwind 24 at my place. Avoid slips with flaps down. Alright, beam the number, show times, get power back to 1600, carpeed on. My place traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, look base 24 at my place. Alright, let me lift my left wing, make sure we're clear there, we look clear there. My place traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, final approach 24 at my place. Alright, let's put that right rudder in here. Give the trees a haircut. And drop her down in. Alright. Let's side slip. There we are. Oh, all for the runway. A little bit off the runway. But we made it. This is one airport that I've actually yet to fly in real life. It's challenging. I'm a new private pilot. I want to make the approach, but I want to have my CFI with me when we do so for the first one. Here we are. My place traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is clear, runway 24 at my place. Outstanding. M. Stein, thank you so much for participating in the event. I know you flew in earlier. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the scenery. I strive diligently to make things as realistic as possible, and it does kind of help to know some of the property owners when I do so. So, here we are on the ground at my place. Let's go ahead and clean things up here. After landing, flaps up, which we didn't use, carpet off, which I just did, strobes going off, landing lights gonna go off. Okay, let's get our nav lights off. Leave get all our lights off. Okay, except our beacon. We'll leave that beacon on. Let's get our avionics off. Let's get our G5s going down. Mixture's gonna come to lean. Mags off. Master off. And compass off. Beacon off. Okay, here we are. let's hop out and take a quick look around here. This is the main hangar. This is where all of the eating takes place generally. This building over here has actually not been built yet. They just broke ground on it a couple weeks back. It's slated to be completed over the winter, so I want to go. I got all the measurements and specs, so I went ahead and put it in here just to be proactive about the scenery. This white tent here is Sparks Fly. Get your airplane rides here. If you drive into the fly-in and you want an airplane ride, come check out Sparks Fly. I will be there tomorrow helping out. Children's activities, well, parking's over here just off of the road. The Boy Scouts will help guide you where to park. Children's activities take place over here by the pond. We have a corn pit for them to play in, swing sets. There's a train ride, a little train ride that goes around. We do pumpkin painting, ice cream. Just an all-around good time. So, okay, let's head back to the hangar. I want to say goodnight, give out some thank yous, and parking brake on. We'll go ahead and shut things down. Let me disconnect from the VATSIM network because we don't want to be idle. Alright. And I will see you all back at the hangar.
Alright, well, another fun event with the Virtual USA Flying Club. It was a flying style event to my place, 3 Oscar Hotel 7, in the style of the real world event that's going on tomorrow. We decided to depart out of Cheat River Island, which is another fly-in that happens to be going on this weekend. And again, since I couldn't be in both places at the same time, in reality, I could at least touch base in both places virtually. So I do want to thank everyone who flew in with the Virtual USA Flying Club that made this event such a good time. And I do want to I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I did want to give some thank yous to Jet Pilot Simon, who came in with the raid after he flew in, and then again to Melvin Leroy, who came in with the raid after he flew into my place. So I'm kind of anxious to see the total event count of everyone that flew in. I'm going to take this information, I'm going to pass it on to the real world event party coordinators. And I'm hoping to at least be able to recognize whoever flew the farthest virtually at tomorrow's real fly-in. I'm not sure how, if time's going to allow something like that, but we'll see. So, alright, well, again, thank you all. It's my pleasure flying with you. My name's Michael. I was your pilot today, and we were flying aboard Felicity, November 8033 Foxtrot, Cessna flight training device that I built here at home. So, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and feel free to follow so you can get notified of our next unscheduled adventure. And as always, if you come back to fly with me, I do greatly appreciate it. M. Stein, thank you for coming in and hanging out. I know Jet Pilot Cinnamon came in, was hanging out earlier. Melvin Leroy, Hey Drippy. Tim Dog 53 came in and said hi. Was a raid from Melvin Leroy. MB 944 was aboard for a bit. DreamNid came in and said hello. If I did miss anybody, I do apologize. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with the chat, when we're flying about. But yeah, great event with the Virtual USA Flying Club. I hope you all had fun flying. And let's see who we can go and continue our adventures with. I don't know if anyone's still flying in our event. It doesn't look like it. Who do we got? Okay. I want to raid somebody new. I've never raided this individual before, so I have no idea what their full channel content is like. But they are flying in MSFS. Looks like they're flying about in Alaska. Channel name is RP Gamerus. Romeo Papa Gamerus. So I will send you over there. Again, I don't know the content, but GA is GA. So let's go raid them. Looks like they've got 2 viewers right now. If you can't stay for their stream, at least just stay for their raid. And we will see you all for our next regularly unscheduled flight. My name is Michael. It's my pleasure flying with you. And you all take care, stay safe, and be awesome.